Welcome to San Academy Palikarnai, Class 7 Social Science. Happy day students, we are going to learn a new chapter from History, chapter number 4. Name of the chapter is The Mughal Empire, part 1. Topics to be covered: who were the Mughals, Mughal military campaigns, the Mughal emperors. Ruling as large as a territory as the Indian subcontinent with such a diversity of people and cultures was an extremely difficult task for any ruler to accomplish in the Middle Ages. Quite in contrast to their predecessors, the Mughals created an empire and accomplished what had hitherto seemed possible for only short periods of time. They imposed structures of administration and ideas of governance that outlasted their rule, leaving a political legacy that succeeding rulers of the subcontinent could not ignore. Who were the Mughals? The Mughals were descendants of two great lineages of rulers. From their mother's side, they were descendants of Genghis Khan, the Mongol ruler who ruled over parts of China and Central Asia. From their father's side, they were the successors of Timur, the ruler of Iran, Iraq, and modern day Turkey. So, this shows the family tree of Babur, starting with Timur, Emir of Timurid Empire, 1370 to 1405, followed by Prince Miran Shah, 1366 to 1408, succeeded by Prince Sultan Muhammad, succeeded by Sultan Abu Said, ruler of Samarkand, 1451 to 1469, followed by Prince Umar Sheikh Mirza, ending with Babur, founder of the Mughal dynasty of India. However, the Mughals did not like to be called Mughal or Mongol. This was because Genghis Khan's memory was associated with the massacre of innumerable people. It was also linked with the Uzbeks, their Mongol competitors. On the other hand, the Mughals were proud of their Timurid ancestry, not least of all because their great ancestor had captured Delhi in 1398. They celebrated their genealogy pictorially, each ruler getting a picture made of Timur and himself. Mughal military campaigns. So it started with the rise of Babur, who was the founder of the Mughal dynasty, who ruled from 1526 to 1530 CE. Succeeded to the throne of Fergana when he was only 12 years old. He was forced to leave his ancestral throne due to invasion of another Mongol group of the Uzbeks. After years of wandering, he seized Kabul in 1504. In 1526, he defeated the Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, at Panipat in the First Battle of Panipat and captured Delhi and Agra, and thus he founded the Mughal Empire. The Mughal emperors. So, this slide shows the Mughal emperors, successful emperors of the Mughal dynasty. Mughal emperors: Babur, 1526 to 1530. He defeated Ibrahim Lodi and his Afghan supporters at Panipat, and 1528 he defeated the Rajputs at Chanderi, established control over Agra and Delhi before his death. Followed by Humayun, 1530 to 1540, then 1555 to 1556. Humayun divided his inheritance according to the will of his father. His brothers were each given a province. In Iran, Humayun received help from Safavid Shah. He recaptured Delhi in 1555, but he died the very next year after an accident in this building. Followed by Akbar, 1556 to 1605. Akbar was 13 years old when he became emperor. His reign can be divided into three periods. 1556 to 1570, Akbar became independent because of the regent Bairam Khan and other members of his domestic staff. 1570 to 1585, military campaigns in Gujarat were followed by campaigns in the east in Bihar, Bengal, and Orissa. 1585 to 1605, expansion of Akbar's empire, campaigns were launched in the northwest. In the last years of his reign, Akbar was distracted by the rebellion of Prince Salim, the future emperor Jahangir. Followed by Jahangir, 1605 to 1626. Military campaigns started by Akbar continued. The Sisodia ruler of Mewar, Amar Singh, accepted Mughal service. followed by Shah Jahan 1627-1658. Mughal campaigns continued in the Deccan under Shah Jahan. Campaigns were launched against Ahmednagar, the Bandelas were defeated, and Orcha seized. In the northwest, the campaigns to seize Balik from Uzbeks was unsuccessful and Kandahar was lost to the Safavids. In 1657 to 1658, there was conflict over succession amongst Shah Jahan's sons. Aurangzeb was victorious and his three brothers, including Dara Shikoh, were killed. Shah Jahan was imprisoned for the rest of his life in Agra, followed by Aurangzeb 1658 to 1707. In the northeast, the Ahoms were defeated in 1663 but rebelled again in 1680s. Prince Akbar rebelled against Aurangzeb and received support from the Marathas and the Deccan Sultanate. He finally fled to Safavid Iran. After Akbar's rebellion, Aurangzeb sent armies against the Deccan Sultanates. Bijapur was annexed in 1685 and Golconda in 1687. From 1698, Aurangzeb personally managed campaigns in the Deccan against the Marathas. His death was followed by a succession conflict among his sons. This map shows the military campaigns sent under the rule of Aurangzeb and Akbar. Thank you.